Here I will be discussing one by one the items that are included in your quiz so that you will have an idea of the answers and you may use this as your reviewer. So identification number one, this concept refers to the import of American goods by non-Americans. So the answer is Americanization. Number two, the largest US-based company in the world that is consumer-oriented, it's Walmart. Okay. Number three, a negative attitude towards the United States and American society characterized by a feeling of hate towards US culture, people, and goods. The answer is anti-Americanism. Number four, a market free of any impediments. It's free market. Number five, it pertains to the growing number of part-time and temporary workers who work in precarious jobs lacking social protection. The answer is precariat. Number six, this pertains to landless and propertyless workers in factories during the 18th century Europe. The answer is proletariat. Number seven, a type of ideology advocating the role of consumption as a symbol of status and social class of the individual. Thus, consumption patterns are socially constructed. The answer is culture ideology of consumption or consumerism. Number eight, a theory in globalization that is critical with development programs coming from the North. It concludes that these programs, rather than promoting their independence or the independence of nation states, has resulted to their dependence to developed nations. So the answer is dependency theory. And number nine, corporations whose identity are no longer associated with the nation state given their global operation. The answer is transnational corporation. Number 10, its roots are from Marxism, and it advocates that transnational capitalism promotes class polarization and ecological unsustainability. The answer here is neo-Marxism. Number 11, period after the colonizers have departed from their colonies. The answer is post-colonialism. And number 12, a situation where colonialism has already ended, but the more powerful nations still indirectly control the political, educational, and cultural institutions of their former colonies. The answer is neocolonialism. True or false? Number one, globalization promotes the unidirectional flow of people from the south towards the north. The answer is false because globalization promotes multi-directional flow of people not only from the south towards the north, but in various directions. Number two, the erection of physical structures always acts as barriers for the free flow of people, goods, and other resources. So the answer here is false because, for instance, the airports are physical structures, but they expedite flow instead of acting as barriers. Number three, because nation states have opened their country to different kinds of people, commodities, and ideas, it promotes greater global equality. It doesn't always guarantee. So number three is false. Number four, global north refers to countries that are less developed and poorer countries. So the answer is false because it should be global south. When you say global north, these are the countries that are developed, or these are the powerful and rich countries. Number five, globalization has already started when the world was still characterized to be under the era of hunting-gathering. It's false. Number six, globalization is less advantageous to the global south. True. Number seven, in neoliberalism, the nation-state is more powerful than the economy. The answer is false because the nation-state should be subjugated to the economy. Number eight, import substitution was found to have been positively resulting to the development of poor countries. The answer is false. Number nine, being cyclical in the context of globalization means there have been other global ages in the past. And what now appears to be a new global age is destined to contract and disappear in the future. It's true. And number 10, according to the fourth perspective of globalization, there is a single point of origin of globalization. The answer is false because there was no consensus among scientists or researchers as to what the origin of globalization was. Okay. In terms of enumeration, So you were asked here to identify four structural barriers. So in the field of sociology, structural barriers may pertain to beliefs or maybe attitudes or profile of people that act as hindrance for their maybe easier access to resources or their easier travel from one country to another. So, example of structural barriers are ethnicity, social class, gender, religion, region of the world where they are coming from, ano pa, race, and then you may also include here government policies or maybe economic policies. So when you say physical barriers, this pertains to physical structures demarcating the dividing line between two nation states. So the answer could be maybe walls like the Great Wall of China, or could be land bridges, or yeah, Berlin Wall, and then maybe the border, maybe the gates, for instance, that actually demarcate Mexico from the United States. And then in terms of the characteristics of transnational capitalist class, first, they have a common sentiment to global issues. Secondly, their perspectives are global because being capitalists, they wanted to expand their business globally. And then third, they share the same lifestyle. Fourth, they see themselves as global citizens, so they are not required to actually demonstrate their allegiance to the nation state. And then example of things that were previously heavy but became lighter because of globalization, one could be, you can say music, because before you have to bring your stereos or cassette player to actually listen to your music, or you can also include here books, because we have e-copies of books, or money because we are actually into using um, cryptocurrencies or electronic money. And then what else? And other things you may think of that were formerly heavy but eventually can be converted into electronic copies and can be included in the apps you are using in your phones. And then threats to Americanization, we have Japanization, Asian Tiger, China, and the European Union. And then characteristics of neoliberal states, number one, it embraces free trade, or it promotes free trade and free market. Number two, it advocates for the lowering of tax, or like implementing tax cuts to attract foreign investors. Number three, they are actually into privatizing the industries, or they are into deregulating the economy. And another one is they are into lessening the funds allocated for social welfare programs, like the safety nets for the poor. And then, okay, that's all. So here you are asked to determine whether the statements that are enumerated pertain to solidity and liquidity. So when you say solidity, we are actually into a period where people are constrained to move or to go or to exchange commodities. Goods cannot freely be sold in the international or world economy. Ideas cannot freely flow. That's solidity, meaning to say you are emphasizing fixity of things. Whereas in liquidity, liquidity is actually synonymous with the idea of fluidity. So number one, trade policies that eliminate barriers to trade. Okay, so that it should be eliminate. So the answer here is, since eliminate, it's letter B, liquidity. Number two, employment policies that prevent the elderly to work, prevent a solidity. Number three, implementing the use of passport and visa so that people can travel abroad, it's liquidity, letter B. Number four, prohibiting the illegal drugs to enter our country, prohibiting its A, solidity. Number five, human trafficking is a global crime, letter A, solidity. Number six, through internet apps, one can buy commodities from anywhere, letter B, liquidity. Number seven, free flow of goods from various parts of the world, letter B, liquidity. And number eight, free flow of migrants, letter B, liquidity. Okay, in terms of the multiple choice, number one, the statement globalization is hardwired into humans, the answer here is letter A. The world market was created out of the need for importation and exportation because the idea is that human needs are insatiable. So we are not satisfied with the goods that are available in the local market. That is why we are demanding for goods that are produced somewhere else in the world, paving the way for the importation and exportation of goods. Number two, liquidity is illustrated by this example. So it's liquidity. So the answer here is letter C. Countries open up their boundaries for international migrant workers. Okay, number three, imperialism pertains to, actually there's no answer here because it should be colonialism pertains to. But you have to remember that when you say imperialism, the empire is more of actually interested in maintaining economic control, whereas in colonialism, the colonizer is interested in maintaining political control. That is why they put up colonial government in the colonies they have subjugated. Number four, what makes people, goods, and places lighter? Maybe your answer here is all of the above, but the answer here is actually letter B, advances in transportation. Okay?